viewers, Rectangular back, this time with another review. Here from Plan B Toys we have the Special Emergency Forces Police K-9 unit. So this company still technically exists, but they don't make figures anymore. In fact, you can really only get from the company itself, you can only get the World War II figures, which they do have for sale on their website. But all the Special Emergency Forces and the Special Forces military figures, you're going to have to go to eBay or some other toy show or something like that to find them. Alright, let's get the figure flipped over and check out the back of the package. Okay, so here we have the back of the package with the K-9 unit figure in the top right corner there. They also made a bomb squad, a SWAT officer in blue, and a SWAT officer in black. And then I guess they hadn't released their Special Forces line yet, so it says coming soon there at the bottom. They did make a couple of terrorists, and then the rest were all like American Special Forces figures. And we have the three firefighters, which I am going to be reviewing as well, so stay tuned for that. Okay, so let's go ahead and crack open the package and get a closer look at this guy. Okay, first thing I want to do is show off the accessories that the figure comes with. And here we have the partner, the K-9 partner of the police officer, and very nice sculpt and paint on this. It does have a cloth leash that he comes with, so I really appreciate that, and the little hinge detail there on his harness is very cool, very well done. Sadly, there's no articulation in the tail or the legs, but it does have an articulated jaw, which is very cool. Let's see that. And it has a hinge at the neck, so it can look up and down. That's as far as it can go up, and then you can look pretty good amount down, so he's sniffing the ground. But oh, and then he has a little sculpted badge there. But yeah, there's would have been nice if this would hinge side to side, but I think they did a really good job. The only thing I don't like about the paint is the eyes. I think they're a little bit too the white dots are a little bit kind of creepy looking. Don't like that too much. Let's see, yeah, otherwise I think they did a really good job on him, and it's nice to have an actual 6-inch scale dog. So you could have regular civilian walking their dog if it's shot from this side, or you could just cover up that badge with some paint, and bam, you got a regular civilian dog. Doesn't have to be a police dog. And the only other accessory the figure comes with is his pistol, which looks to be a Glock, I'm guessing probably 9mm. It's a little bit on the short side or small side. Not a whole lot of detail in the sculpt. It's just very simple, just barely any kind of detail there. Does have some sculpt in the front, but you can barely see the ejection port there, and yeah, just very simple. So just as a comparison, we have one of the Glocks that comes with Agent Venom, Marvel Legend, and you can see how much beefier this is. A lot more realistic looking, how skinny this thing is, and not all the detail in the handle. You can actually see the lines on that one. So very simple gun that he comes with, and not a whole lot of space for his finger there on the trigger hole, so we'll get into the figure and see how well he holds it. Alright, so here we've got the figure out of the package, and on first impression I would say he's good, not great. Definitely not worth what he typically commands in price. I think most of the time he goes for probably $30 and up, mint on card. Mostly it has to do with the articulation. You know, the sculpt is pretty nice. You know, it comes with a pretty cool dog accessory, but yeah, it's not very good as far as articulation goes. Similar to a lot of the early Buffy figures, probably halfway between the early Buffy figures and the deluxe series. So yeah, not too shabby as far as paint goes. You know, he's got a blue uniform, but it does have some really nice shading in it. So it's got some like black and dark blue wash over it. It's got a nice little American flag there on the side. He's got black gloves, nice little police hat, and you can see it says K-9, Police K-9 there on the top there. Hopefully you can see that. And then he's got the Police K-9 printed on the back, and mine is pretty smudged. I don't think it's supposed to look so. It's got kind of like, it looks like they tried to go back and paint the K again and they missed, so it's kind of like almost like an X there. So yeah, I'll have to try to touch that up. And the radio does not come off. None of these pouches open. He does have a sheath, or I'm sorry, a holster for his pistol, which you can pop in there. Move his arm out of the way. There we go. It doesn't look like it fits all that well. So there we go. I just have to push on it pretty hard. And his badge, I was able to pop it off, so I'm not sure if it just the glue has worn out. I don't think it's supposed to come off. I think it's glued on there. But it's nice that it's not just painted onto his shirt. It's an actual badge that is protruding out, so it just adds to the realism there. So his hat is not removable. It's got kind of a little bit softer plastic visor, and it is kind of sculpted separately and glued on, so it kind of adds to the realism that it's got a lip there. And he does have some paint shading there in his hair, so he's kind of looks like a red. He's got like a reddish brown hair with some black wash in it. Head sculpt is not bad. Would be nice to have some shading there in the face. It's just very pale looking. Maybe, I guess he's supposed to be a redhead, so he's kind of on the pale side, and he's got kind of beady eyes. If you can see that. Get a little bit more light. There we go. So kind of a very serene look on his face. Guess whatever police force he's on allows doesn't have regular drug testing, because he sure looks like he's having a good time on the job. So that's pretty much it. So let's get into the articulation on him. Well, I guess we'll look at the lower half. His boots there, he does have peg holes at the bottom of his feet. Some nice tread there at the bottom of the boots. He's got a strap here, but no holster, and a pocket on that side. So starting from the top, in the articulation department, let's move the camera a little bit. His head is just on a swivel on the neck. No up and down whatsoever, no side to side. So that's disappointing that they didn't put it on like a ball joint. So only left and right, and unfortunately the way they molded it, it looks like he's kind of looking up most of the time, which is odd since he's a K-9 handler. That he's not. I would rather have him looking down more than looking up, because he should be looking at his partner, and it just looks weird to me that he's looking up so much, and that just accentuated more with his hat lifted way up on his head. It looks like he's looking up into a building or something. So that's a little frustrating. He does have a waist rotation there. Obviously there goes his badge. No ab articulation, and I'll probably have to glue that on. And in the arms, I think I counted he's got 16 or 18 points of articulation, so the arms go out about that far. There we go. It is kind of a stiffer plastic and paint, very similar to like I said, the Buffy figures or even Diamond Select. And then they come down and of course rotate 360, and then he's got upper bicep swivel there, single jointed elbows, which very stiff, and he can go 90 degrees on that, so that's pretty nice. And then he has rotation at the wrist, no hinge, just a rotation there. And while we're talking about his hands, see how well he holds his gun. And get that in there. There we go. So he can put his finger on the trigger, which, at least on the trigger guard, so that's not bad. And same articulation on the other side. Both wrists do hinge there, or swivel, sorry. And like I said, waist, and the legs don't go up that very far. That's about as good as you're going to get on that. And back, even worse. And then on the single jointed knee, it does look like it just about goes 90 degrees. There goes his badge again. So pretty stiff. The sculpt hinders the articulation quite a bit, and just a back and forth hinge there on the foot, on the boot. Does go up pretty good amount, not too bad down as well, but no rocker and no rotation. That's it, just up and down. So it really limits his posing, even just in a vanilla pose. Just getting him to stand with his feet planted flat is not so easy because of his really wide stance. So let me zoom out there and you can see what I'm talking about. So there he is with his partner, and you can get his feet somewhat flat planted on the ground, but he's just always going to look kind of awkward because his legs are sculpted in that wide stance there, and for whatever reason they always have him kind of looking up as well. So good, not great, I would say. If you trying to find a good police officer figure, that he works well, but I definitely would not break the bank for him. Alright, so here we have a little size comparison with a Marvel Legends Shield Agent on the far left, and on the far right we have a Mattel Movie Masters Officer Blake action figure from the Dark Knight, I think it was the Dark Knight or Dark Knight Rises. And yeah, I think he works pretty well. Shield Agent is just a tad taller, and the Officer Blake is just a little bit shorter. So those Mattel Movie Masters figures are a little bit on the small side, so I think he works really well with Legends. And yeah, he will go nicely with the SWAT figures that I have from Plan B as well, which I will be doing a review on those as well. Alright, so hopefully you guys liked the review. You hit the like button, share with your friends, subscribe if you haven't already, and I always love hearing back from you guys, so please leave a comment below. Alright, thanks so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys later.
That's crispy.